let's start first with the concept about absorption and variable costing. Okay, the main difference between the absorption and variable costing is the treatment of the fixed factory overhead. Because fixed factory overhead is treated as a product cost under absorption costing, while the fixed factory overhead is treated as a period cost under the variable costing. Absorption costing, this is the traditional way of computing our net income. And we are using this using the PFRS standards. No? This is your traditional income statement format in computing for the net income. While under the variable costing, we are using the so-called contribution margin format, meaning we are reflecting the contribution margin. Contribution margin, again, that is the difference between the sales and all the variable costs. Variable costs, which are in part of your inventoriable cost, and variable cost, which is part of your period cost. All variable costs, uh, all variable costs, which is composed of variable inventoriable cost and variable selling and administrative expenses, are considered in determining the contribution margin. Your absorption costing is also called full costing, while your variable costing is also called direct costing. Okay? So let's have this concept first. It says here that under the absorption costing, fixed factory overhead is treated as a product cost. Pinag-usapan na natin kanina yan. And the variable and fixed selling and admin expenses are treated as period costs. Okay? In both methods, variable and fixed selling and admin expense are treated as period costs, whether that is under absorption costing or direct costing or variable costing. Okay, let's have here the inventoriable cost or the product cost. Okay, inventoriable costs under variable costing includes your direct materials, direct labor, variable factory overhead, and the fixed factory overhead. That is the inventoriable cost or the product cost under absorption costing. Okay, and those unsold units are considered as inventory, and this is your ending inventory, no? While the sold units are considered as expense, and that is part of your cost of goods sold. Okay? Period cost is a cost that is charged as expense against income regardless of the sales performance. No allocation is necessary, so current income is reduced by the full amount of the period cost. Okay? So meaning this period cost, let's have this example, all the period costs should be deducted in getting the net income. The full amount will reduce the current income. Okay? So, to explain further, ang naging problema natin kahapon, I'm assuming kasi kahapon that the sold units is equal to the produced units. So, let's solve again this problem. No? So, by this time, siguro, i-copy ko sa Excel para may working paper tayo. Okay? So, by the way, I'll be moving your quiz number 2 kasi bukas sana yan eh. Morning ka lang ako, baka walang time to prepare, no? Kasi our quizzes will be on a cumulative basis. So, ibig sabihin, class, kung bukas ko ibibigay yan ng umaga kasi there is a policy sa school na we cannot conduct classes no, after 12:30 on a Friday. Kaya kung magka-quiz tayo, hindi dapat Friday nga lang because of the syempre you need preparation, no? I-move natin to ng Saturday. So meaning the coverage for quiz number 2 is up to absorption and variable costing, including the full items no discussed under the 3 modules. Kasama na si indifference point, kasama na si least square method, etc. We only have 6 handouts here. No? The two topics na hindi pa natin na-discuss is the relevant costing and the responsibility accounting. Yun na lang naman ang naiiwan. So, mamumove lang tayo siguro ng mga 2 days dun sa sinet kong revised schedule, and that's it. Okay? So, we are required to have 3 quizzes here. No? So, yun. So, baka ang quiz number 3 nyo, ang coverage lang is kasama ko lang si relevant costing. Then, dun sa compre exam, dun na makakasama si responsibility accounting. Okay? So, let's have this problem, no? So, dito class, ang sabi niya, we are using the absorption costing. So, here, take note, the number of units produced is not equal to the number of units sold. And these amounts that were incurred, these are the amounts that were incurred in the production of the 1,000 units. Okay. The first concern is the computation of the total manufacturing cost. Obviously, the units manufactured is 1,000 units. And the total manufacturing cost of that includes these amounts, your direct labor, materials, and your variable factory overhead and the fixed factory overhead. So in item number 1, we're asked to compute what is the total manufacturing cost, and your manufacturing cost is your direct materials, direct labor, and factory overhead. Manufacturing costs can also be determined using the formula prime cost. Prime cost includes your direct materials and direct labor plus the factory overhead. Manufacturing cost can also be computed by using the so-called conversion cost. Conversion cost is your direct labor and factory overhead plus your direct materials. So here, to come up with the answer, total manufacturing cost, we need the direct materials, direct labor, and factory overhead. Okay, so this is 12,000. This is 10,000. And this is 14,000. 14,000 includes the fixed and also the variable factory overhead. So this is your total manufacturing cost amounting to 36,000 pesos. Okay? Let's now go to item 2. But this can also be computed using what? Using the number of units produced times the inventoriable cost. The inventoriable cost per unit is 12 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6. And that is 12 plus 10, that is 22, plus 14, that is 36. 36 times 1,000, that is your total manufacturing cost. Okay, let's now go to item 2. In item 2, how much is the product cost per unit under the absorption costing? Yun ay pinag-usapan natin. Product cost is also called as the inventoriable cost. Okay? So the inventoriable cost under the absorption costing includes your direct materials, direct labor, and your factory overhead, which includes your variable and fixed factory overhead. Ang sinasabi niya, how much is the product cost per unit? Okay? This product cost per unit is aligned with the number of units produced, and that is 1,000 units. So this is 12 per unit, this is 10 per unit, and this is 14 per unit. So this is 36 pesos per unit. Yan. That is your inventoriable or product cost. Then tinatanong niya sa'yo, what is the period cost under absorption costing? And the period cost here, which should be recognized in full amount, is your variable selling and expense, and the fixed selling and administrative expense. Again, the variable selling and admin expense and the fixed selling and admin expense. Okay? So that is 4,500 and this is 3,500. So tama yung sagot natin dyan kahapon. So this is 7,500. Okay? Next, let's have item 4. How much the net income under absorption costing? We have our sales here amounting to 900 times 50. So 900 times 50, this is 45,000 pesos. Okay? Then we have the cost of sales. Okay? Our cost of sales is dependent on the number of units sold and that is only 900. Okay? So 900 times the inventoriable cost per unit of 36. So this is 12 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6 and that is 36. So your cost of sales here, that is 900 units sold times 36. And that is your cost of sales, 32,400. So this is now your gross profit here. This is 45,000 minus 32,400. That is 12,600 minus the variable and fixed selling and admin expenses, which is equivalent to 7,500. So minus 7,500 tayo dito. Okay? So minus 7,500. Okay? So this is now your net income under absorption costing. This should be 5,100. So this is 12,600 minus 7,500. This is 5,100. Okay? That is item 4. Next is to compute how much are the fixed overhead that is charged to cost of goods sold. Item 5 and item 6, how much is the fixed overhead that is charged to inventory under absorption costing. Okay? So let's go first to item 5. Ang tinatanong niya sa'yo, how much is the fixed overhead that is charged to cost of goods sold? Again, under absorption costing, there is the so-called allocation. Allocation between the sold units and unsold units. Ito yon. Balikan ko lang si concept. Ito yon. There is an allocation between the unsold units and the sold units. This is only used under absorption costing. There is no allocation that is needed under variable costing. Okay? So in item 5, we are asked to compute magkano ang fixed overhead that is charged to cost of goods sold. Okay. The fixed factory overhead per unit is 6 pesos. And the number of units sold is 900. Okay, so this is your number of units sold. 900 units times the fixed factory overhead per unit, which is 6. So this is the amount of fixed overhead that is charged to cost of goods sold. So this is 900 times 6. Okay, so answer here is 5,400. Next, let's go to item 6. In item 6, we are asked to compute how much of the fixed overhead is charged to inventory under absorption costing. Again, allocation is only used under absorption costing. And the number of unsold units, which is 100, no? 1,000 produced, 900 sold. So the remaining is 100 units. That is the unsold units. Okay, so that is now your ending inventory. So the amount that is allocated to ending inventory coming from the fixed factory overhead, you must use the number of unsold units. Number of unsold units, which is 100, times the fixed factory overhead per unit, which is 6. So the answer here is 600. So this is 100 times 6. So that is your item 6. Let's go to item 7. In item 7, how much is the ending inventory under the absorption costing? How much is the cost? So we have the ending inventory of 100 units times the inventoriable cost or the product cost. Product cost or inventoriable cost, which is at 36 per unit. So this is 36. So this is now the answer. The amount of cost of ending inventory under absorption costing, this is 100 times 36. Answer, this is 3,600. Okay? Yan yung mga sagot natin sa item, sa problem 1. Okay? So let's now move to problem 2. Okay. So here, ang tinatanong niya dito, kung mapapansin mo, how much is the total manufacturing cost? Okay, hindi niya sinabi how much is the total manufacturing cost under absorption costing or variable costing. The actual cost of producing these 1,000 units constitutes your direct materials, direct labor, and factory overhead. Nakuha. So ang sagot pa rin dito, manufacturing cost, ang formula lang naman ng manufacturing cost, sabi natin kanina, direct materials, direct labor, plus your factory overhead. Therefore, ang sagot pa rin natin dito is still 36,000 pesos. So that is direct materials, again, of 12,000 here. Next, we have direct labor here, amounting to 10,000. And the factory overhead amounting to 14,000. Okay, so the answer here is still 36,000. How much is the manufacturing cost? Answer, 36,000 pesos. Okay, let's have item 2. In item 2, how much is the product cost per unit under variable costing? Okay, the product cost per unit under the variable costing, sabi natin, product cost is also called an inventoriable cost. And the inventoriable cost under variable costing only includes your direct materials, direct labor, and the variable factory overhead. Because the fixed factory overhead is included as part of period cost. So the product cost per unit here includes your, yes, this is 12 plus 10 plus 8. Okay, so this is 12 plus 10, 22 plus 8. This is 30. Okay, so answer, 30 pesos per unit. Okay, ito yung pinagawa ko sa inyo. Pero mamaya may gagawin tayo. In lieu of item number 2, may exercise tayo, which is problem 3. Let's go to problem requirement 3. It says here, how much is the period cost under variable costing? Okay, how much is the period cost under variable costing? Tandaan mo, when we say period cost, the full amount should be considered. So here, we have the variable selling and admin expense, the fixed selling and admin expense, and the fixed factory overhead, which is treated as a period cost under variable costing. So your answer here should be This is 4,500. This is 6,000 here or 3,000. And this is 6,000 pesos. Okay. So this is how much? Ayan. 13,500. Okay. Let's move to item 4. How much now is the contribution margin? Okay. Your contribution margin, that is your sales minus the variable cost. And your variable cost includes the variable inventoriable cost, which is included in your variable cost of sales, and the variable selling and administrative expense. And this is now your contribution margin. So your sales here is 900 times 50. So that is 45,000 times 50. This is 45,000. While your variable cost of sales, constitutes what? Includes what? The number of units sold. Ito yun, no? Times the inventoriable cost per unit, which is 30. Yan yung pumapasok dito. Technically, ang pumapasok dyan, itong tatlo. Materials, labor, and factory overhead, that is your cost, no? Cost of inventory or the inventoriable cost or the product cost times the number of units sold, which is 900. Okay, so that is 900 times inventoriable cost per unit of 30. So this is 27,000 now. And the variable selling and admin expense, this is 4,500. Okay. So your total variable cost here is 27,000 plus 4,500. This is 31,500. Okay. So this is now your CM 45,000 minus 31,500, which is 13,500. That is your contribution margin. Next, let's compute for the income under variable costing. Technically, mag-start ka na dito, di ba? You have your sales, variable cost, and CM. Yan yan. Sales, variable cost, nandito na tayo sa CM. Pag nandyan ka na sa CM, di ba, tatanggalin mo na lang naman yung fixed cost mo. Okay? And your fixed cost includes your fixed factory overhead. And your fixed selling and admin expense. Okay? Your fixed factory overhead is 6,000 pesos, which is treated as a period cost. No? And your 3,000 pesos here. Fixed selling, 3,000 pesos. Okay? So 6,000, that is your fixed factory overhead, and your fixed selling admin expense, that is 3,000. So this is now your net income under variable costing. Kano to? So this is 13,500 minus 6,000 minus 3,000 here. Answer, that is 4,500. Okay. Next, let's go to item 6. Magkano? Dalawa pala yung item 5, no? So, lagay natin dito 5.A. 5A. Yan. So, 5A, ang sabi niya, how much is the fixed overhead that is charged to cost of goods sold under variable costing? Again, there is no allocation under the variable costing or direct costing. So, ang sagot mo dyan, wala. 0. Okay? Next, let's go to item 6. How much is the fixed overhead that is charged to inventory under variable costing? Wala din kasi there is no allocation because the full amount of fixed factory overhead is treated as a period cost under variable costing. Okay, next. Item 7, magkano ang cost ng ending inventory under variable costing? Okay, let's determine first the ending inventory. Okay, the ending inventory ay 100. That is the difference between the produced and sold. So this is 100. Okay? Times what? Times the inventoriable cost per unit of 30. Okay, so this is your inventoriable cost per unit or the product cost per unit amounting to 30. Okay, so 100 units times 30. This is now the answer. This is now the cost of ending inventory under variable costing. So this is 100 times 30. This is now 3,000 pesos. This is item 7. Next, let's go to item 8. In item 8, how much is the difference between the fixed? This should be the difference between the absorption and variable costing. Ulitin natin ha, the difference in income between the absorption and variable costing. Here, your absorption, your net income under absorption costing is how much? 5,100. Okay. While for variable costing, that is only 4,500. Okay. So the difference here is 5,1 minus 4,5, that is 600 pesos. To determine the difference between the two income, the main difference is your fixed factory overhead treatment. Kaya ang ano niyan plus is ganito. Okay. So this is your production. Number of units produced. Okay. Versus sales. Okay. So the change in this is 100. 1,000 versus 900. And that is 100. No? Times the fixed factory overhead per unit. Okay. Will give you the change in net income. Okay, so this is 1,000 minus 900. That is 100 times 6 pesos per unit. Factory overhead per unit. This is the change in net income. Okay, times 6. Yan yan. If the production is greater than sales, okay, absorption costing has the higher income. O, ganito yan. Absorption income will have an amount of income that is greater than the variable costing. We're talking here about net income. Variable absorption cost income is greater than the variable costing income if the production is greater than sales. Ganyan siya. If the ending inventory is higher than the beginning inventory. Okay, syempre kabaliktaran. If the production is less than the unit sold, okay, baliktad. The variable income has higher income. And to determine the change in income, okay, you must determine the change in the production and sales, ending inventory and beginning inventory, times the fixed factory overhead per unit. And that is the change in income. Ito yon. So kanina, nung na-compute mo na, si 5,100 income here, since the production is greater than sales, obviously, this 5,1 income under absorption costing is higher than the variable costing. By how much? You must determine the change in this number of units. Production is 1,000 versus the sales of 900, that is 100, no? Times the fixed factory overhead per unit. And the fixed factory overhead per unit, that is 6. So this is 600. That is the difference in net income. Therefore, alam mo na kung magkano ang net income ni variable costing, since absorption costing should have the higher amount because the production is greater than sales. Therefore, the net income here under variable costing is less than 600. So this is now the income under variable costing. Okay?